After party.
Yeah.
Drinking.
Drinking. Yeah.
Tired. High.
High. Okay.
Or they're on a massive high, I guess.
Usually I'm just tired, but I that's what I dwell on more than the party. I think I remember the party the day after, but yeah, I enjoy it.
Bad things. Drugs. Alcohol.
It
Sex.
sounds like you have some.
You don't want to know.
It's bigger than the actual party or the actual event. So in South Africa, there's always the formal, and then there's the after party. And the after party is where there's no rules.
I would think clearing up. I do the minimum the night of once the party's finished.
It makes me really, really tired. If somebody gets sick, like you have to clean it up. And then the morning after, you have to clean everything up that everybody left out. So all their empty cans, all their empty bottles, like everything.
So my name is Ethan Zoltz. I'm from Central Illinois in the United States, and I've had 3 years of experience working in a kitchen. So it's a country club. There's a restaurant, and then there's also like a banquet hall, and so we'll do weddings, and so sometimes we'll have weddings with like 300 guests or something. So we'll do buffets, and we'll also have plated dinners too, so we'll plate every single guest. Yes, when I was a dishwasher, I would stay until 1 a.m. sometimes, just because I had to wash all the dishes. But now I usually, once the food goes out and all of the customers are happy, that the time passes pretty fast if we're busy. Yeah, so I'll talk with my friends there. Or like I've made friends at my work, and then I'll talk with them. And we listen to music too, so that helps pass the time. You'll always have some customers come in and find something wrong, like they'll say something's too dry or something, but mainly people are happy.
I'm Mary. I'm studying abroad. I'm a junior back at home. I guess the story I'm going to tell is about, I forget when it was. I think it was before finals week. And I was at my boyfriend's apartment. So he played lacrosse, and he's a big guy. He's like 6 foot something. Yeah. So I'm minding my own business, doing homework, getting ready for our games the next day. And I get a text from one of my boyfriend's teammates saying, "Your boyfriend just got kicked out of the bar." And I was like, "What? Do I need to come pick him up?" And he was like, "Yeah, he's standing outside on the curb right now." Okay. He threw up and they kicked him out. So I ended up going back to the bar and picking him up. And the whole ride back, he was just like, "I'm sorry, I didn't think it was that bad. Then I just had 5 Jell-O shots and then I was gone." And then we got back and he got sick.
Okay.
So I was getting him water. I was being that person that was taking care of him. I was rubbing his back to try and soothe him. And literally any second I would move from him, he would start crying and be like, "Where'd you go?" He never, literally the next day, he woke up and he was like, "Did that happen? Did I start crying when you left?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Okay, we're not speaking of that ever again. That didn't happen."
Today is Halloween, plus the bar's quiz night. So it's really overcrowded here. Everyone is happy and talky. So let's wait until the bar is closed to see what stories we can get.
Not open. Not open. Closed.
This one closes at last drinks at 11. So a lot of the other pubs in this area are at 12 o'clock. So it means I wouldn't be getting home till potentially 1 o'clock. And for me, I'm averaging about 3.5 hours sleep. So, I mean, it wouldn't affect me that much because I think my normal bedtime's somewhere between 3:30 and 4.
Okay.
and then I'm up again at 6 getting ready for work. So, and this is the first time I've worked in a bar over in the UK. I'm from a country town in Australia. Everyone that came into the pub, everyone knew who you were, everyone wanted to talk about you. But it was also a completely different environment too, because all you were serving with beer was a country pub. Ooh. After parties, so make sure the bar's clean. That's just a normal day. Ooh.
Alcohol, I like alcohol. I wouldn't have it all the time, but sometimes it's really good just to have let yourself loose.
I do love alcohol, actually. I can't live without it. Low-key an alcoholic. Yeah, no, I need it to have fun.
That's very bad.
Very bad.
Yeah, get abusive.
I kind of do social drinking when I'm with my friends. I'm gonna drink, but I won't. I use alcohol as a party thing, make myself talk a lot.
Yeah, I like it. I really like beer.
I can kind of take it or leave it. It's more of a social thing than it is a I like it thing. American culture, it's literally like you go to college and you drink, even if you're underage. Like house parties, people over 21 will supply alcohol for you if you pay them and you drink. So I know that since I've studied abroad in Australia and I'm studying abroad in England, both those places the drinking age is 18. So I've been able to legally go out and drink. But the States, it's 21. But in the States, I think drinking's more of a thing because a lot of people find it I feel like rebellious teenagers will be like, oh, I'm not supposed to do this, so I'm gonna do it anyway. And they get that thrill from doing it. But honestly, there have been so many debates about it.
In my own opinion, as of this time, a lot of young kids or young adults sometimes they are uncontrolled. People when after the party, sometimes they use illegal drugs, which is, it's not a good thing for young people to do so.
I was very worried when my daughter was younger because she used to go out a lot, party a lot, and I was worried about how much she'd have to drink and what would happen to her when she when she was drunk. And I just felt I was disgusted. I really thought, how on earth can you be drinking alcohol and not just having one drink? I think I'm on a different planet sometimes.
I just don't like it when people go overboard. That's when I normally walk away.
I always get nervous when people don't realize how much they drink and then think they're okay to drive. That's the worst thing for me. Absolutely hate that. My mom was a teacher and one of her kids who she taught was killed by a drunk driver. So that is a huge no for me.
If you're drunk, then you've opened yourself to all sorts of things because you could stumble into the wrong place, you could step yourself into the road while someone's driving, there's all sorts of things. My husband has brain injury today because of a drunken driver. She hit him on head-on collision. He was in a coma for 4 days, lacerations and hemorrhages to the brain. As I look at that woman in the accident with my husband, and she fell asleep behind the wheel, she was so intoxicated. And the car crushed her leg, and that's tragic, and that's awful because for the rest of her life she's going to have an issue with her leg. But I'm going to say that all it did was crush her leg because she can continue life. Whereas with my husband, he was severely injured from her bad actions. And the impact of that, and he's never going to be the same again. Sorry. Don't worry, I'm so silly. Sorry, I'm not silly. I tend not to talk or think about it, but you're obviously looking for research, and it's the real life impact. So it's, for me, alcohol is just like the enemy. You can have some fabulous memories. I've got so many memories of parties with friends, but at the same time, there's so many tragedies where people have taken it too far. And I think that's anything in life. People have always got to think, what are my boundaries? What's my cutoff? Not just thinking about yourself when you're doing something irresponsible. What's the knock-on effect? What's the impact on someone else?